Hello there. Tonight, as the sky softens and the evening quietly arrives, let me invite you into a gentle story. A story with no rush, no climax, no suspense, yet enough to let your heart breathe and your eyes slowly close in calm. This is the story of a tree that never bloomed, but it still lived, still stood, and still offered shade to a quiet corner of the garden. Are you ready? Take a deep breath, close your eyes if you'd like, and let's begin this journey together. In a small village garden, when spring returned, the air began to fill with the scent of flowers. All kinds of blossoms burst open: pink peach blossoms, bright yellow apricots, and chrysanthemums blooming like scattered little stars. In a quiet corner stood a small tree, thin trunk, green leaves, but after many springs, it had never once bloomed. It looked around and whispered softly, "Will I bloom this year?" The corner of the garden stayed silent. On warm, early spring days, bees and butterflies danced around the garden. "This flower smells the sweetest," chirped the yellow butterfly. "Peach blossoms are the prettiest," buzzed the black bee. The little tree listened, feeling its heart shrink just a little. "What do I have that anyone would love?" Its leaves gently trembled. One afternoon, a soft breeze drifted through the garden, but instead of flying away, it paused beside the little tree. "Hello, little one," the breeze whispered. "Why do you stand there looking so sad?" The tree hesitated. "Because I don't have flowers. I'm not like the others." The breeze didn't laugh. It only whispered, "Then let me stay with you for a while." And from that day on, the breeze visited the little tree every day. One spring morning, the breeze sighed, "Do you know, there are many things in this world that never bloom." The tree blinked. "What are they?" "Rocks, sand, snow. They never bloom, but they're beautiful. They're useful. They bring warmth in their own way. Blooming isn't the only way to shine." The rain poured down, and a tiny worm hurried beneath one of the tree's green leaves. It shivered, soaked and cold. The tree had no flowers to attract bees or butterflies, but its wide leaf became a roof. The worm whispered, "Thank you. I thought I would freeze." The tree stood silently, but something inside its heart quietly bloomed. Summer arrived quietly. The sun became stronger, the air grew warmer, and the soil in the garden began to crack under the heat. Many young sprouts struggled to grow. Their leaves drooped, their stems bent toward the ground. The larger trees spread their flowers high above, but offered little shelter. Only in the little corner of the garden where the small tree stood did the earth stay cool. Though it never bloomed, the little tree had grown broad leaves, and its branches reached out like open arms. Under its shade, the young sprouts found peace. They didn't speak, they didn't praise the tree, but their leaves lifted just slightly. Their roots stretched a little deeper into the ground. They were safe. And the tree? It simply stood there, not to be seen, not to be admired, but to protect. And maybe, in that stillness, something invisible began to bloom. A heavy rainstorm hit the garden. Earth slid away. Many tall trees toppled. The little tree, though small, had deep roots from many seasons past. It stood still, unmoved. The breeze whispered, "You've been learning to hold on to the earth for a long time, haven't you?" The tree replied, "I always thought I was useless, but maybe just standing strong once is enough." One quiet evening, as the fields grew still, the breeze came near the little tree and spoke softly. "Do you know, you've already bloomed?" The tree was startled. "But I've never truly had flowers." The breeze smiled. "But you've nurtured life, given shelter, endured, and stood tall. Everything you did, those were your petals. You just didn't see them." The tree fell silent for a while, then gently rustled. "And now I am blooming in my own way." Autumn arrived. The wind whispered softly through the garden, carrying the scent of earth and quiet goodbyes. On one high branch of the old tree, the one that had never bloomed, there was just one last leaf. It was thin, tinged with yellow, and its edges curled slightly from the cold. All the others had already fallen. Some drifted far, some lay gently beneath the tree. Now it was only this one, still holding on, alone. It whispered to itself, "Will I fall with the next breeze?" The tree didn't answer. It was tired now, its branches dry, but its roots still strong. The leaf did not blame it. Instead, a strange feeling rose, part sadness, part lightness. If this is my last day, I want it to be something beautiful. The leaf said nothing. It had heard that story before, told by older leaves many autumns ago. But now it truly listened, and this time it believed. The next morning, the sky was pale blue. The wind was gentle, the air warmer than days before. The leaf felt tired. It had held on long enough to see spring, summer, and now the quiet end of fall. A breeze passed by. The leaf didn't wait for another. It let go. No fear. In a quiet garden, there once stood a small tree, a tree that had never bloomed. It lived through many seasons, offering shade and shelter. Then, one day, it quietly returned to the earth. Beneath its roots, a tiny seed lay hidden in the soft soil. It didn't know where it came from, but every morning the dew kissed it gently, the wind hummed above, and the earth held it like a warm embrace. One day, the seed whispered, "Will I bloom someday?" No one answered, but the ground, beneath the tree that never bloomed, still held it close, quietly, gently. Such bright petals! That scent is lovely! And its tiny heart trembled. What if I never have anything to show? But the soil whispered, "You don't need to hurry. Just grow. Everything will unfold in time." As the sprout became a young stem, the breeze returned one day and whispered gently, "Do you know, the tree before you, the one who never bloomed, under its mother's soil stood firm." When the sky cleared, the sprout had grown just a little taller. For the first time, it saw a sliver of sky. "You may keep going," whispered the earth. "Be yourself. You don't need to be anyone else." Summer arrived. The sun scorched the ground. Many young plants drooped in the heat, but the little sprout, standing just where the sunlight softened, unfolded its first leaf. Not a flower, not something bright or admired. The tree smiled. "I don't know if I'll ever bloom, but maybe I'm becoming more like my mother than I thought." One quiet night, the breeze returned again. "You know," it whispered, "a tree doesn't need to bloom to be beautiful. Just standing there, giving shade, that's already a kind of magic." The tree didn't reply. It didn't make promises, nor deny anything. It just stood. In a quiet garden, there once stood a small tree, a tree that had never bloomed. It lived through many seasons, offering shade and shelter. Then, one day, it quietly returned to the earth. Beneath its roots, a tiny seed lay hidden in the soft soil. It didn't know where it came from, but every morning the dew kissed it gently, the wind hummed above, and the earth Thank you for listening until the very end. Not all of us shine brightly. Not all of us will bloom the way the world expects, but if we keep showing up, loving, and giving, then maybe we are already a quiet kind of flower. Wishing you a peaceful sleep, a gentle heart, and a beautiful dream. Good night.